Well, good uh, Thursday evening, everyone. I'm going to give everybody a few more minutes to get in here before we get started, but we are here tonight to discuss the threat of severe weather for tomorrow night and Saturday. All eyes are on Saturday for what could potentially be a red letter day here in the state of Alabama for severe weather. We'll talk that, break things down, have some safety tips, and a lot more coming up in just a few minutes. Appreciate you tuning in tonight. All right, everybody. Appreciate you tuning in tonight. Got a few people watching on YouTube, Facebook, across multiple platforms. Nathan Burks joined with Jacob Hamilton tonight. We are here discussing the threat of severe weather across much of the southeast overnight Friday. Let's see, I got a bad echo. Hold on 1 second. There it is. Okay. Had a little bit of a feedback loop going on there. All right, so uh, it's going to start off with tomorrow. One thing that we've been stressing in our messaging and both our Facebook post, and if you're part of our public chat and through our messaging to our Facebook group, is we're having multiple rounds of severe weather. Today we've had a few storms that have reached severe strength. Everything right now is behaving itself. No active severe thunderstorm warnings right now. Tomorrow night is when we consider the first real significant round of weather. This is the Storm Prediction Center outlook issued by the Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma. This is valid at 7 a.m. tomorrow. This is the new day 2 outlook, which is valid at 7 a.m. tomorrow. And you can see much of Mississippi and a good third of Alabama is in a level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk. Beyond that, in the yellow, you have a level 2 out of 5 slight risk. And then beyond that, out towards Mobile, Montgomery, up towards Anniston, and back into Georgia is a level 1 out of 5 marginal risk. One thing I want to stress about as we start into this and we start diving into the specifics, do not get tied up on colors of these outlooks. These are this is basically the confidence that the Storm Prediction Center has that there's going to be severe weather within 25 miles of a given point inside these areas. Do not think that just because your county is in a yellow, you're not going to have it as bad as the county is in the orange, or the county that's in the red. That is bunk. That is garbage. That is not a good way to think. you need to pay attention to the weather no matter where you live in the state of Alabama over the next 48 hours, starting tomorrow night. So let's take a look. We're going to go through this. I've kind of put together some slides and some information I think will be helpful. This is our timing. This is the timing from the National Weather Service in Birmingham. Alabama is served by 5 different counties, 5 different National Weather Service offices, but the timing is generally the same. I've used the graphics from the National Weather Service at Birmingham because they seem to they look better to me. So you have the level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk again for the western side of the state, Demopolis, Tuscaloosa, Jasper, back down towards Jackson and back towards Meridian, all the way down towards, and it doesn't really run as far south as Mobile. Then you have the level 2 out of 5 slight risk, which runs again from about Selma up to Birmingham to Huntsville, and then further east of that, the level 1 out of 5, which is the marginal risk. Timing. Everybody's asking about timing. Our main window is going to be from 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. That's what the window for storms. I think the main threat, just based off what I'm seeing with model data, is going to be 10 p.m. to 5 a.m., and you'll see why here in just a minute. What is possible? All modes of severe weather are possible tomorrow. Tornadoes, damaging winds, gusts up to 60 miles an hour, large hail. We've had a lot of hail reports today. Hail up to 1 inch in size for some of the severe thunderstorm warning. What to do? Have multiple ways to get alerts. That is, have the WEA alerts turned on your phone in the settings of your phone. Have a weather app that you trust. That can be a local TV station. Just something that if your power goes out, you have a backup way of watching live weather coverage. And then check for updates from us, from the National Weather Service, from your favorite local TV station. It doesn't matter where. Make sure that you are informed about what's going on the next 48 hours. Too far ahead of myself there. All right, so next slide up, this is what I was talking about. So this is the North American model, otherwise known as the NAM. This is the high-resolution version of that model. And this is valid about 1 a.m. midnight, Friday, 1 a.m. Saturday morning. And this is off the 18Z run, which is about 1 p.m. this afternoon. As you can see back in the Mississippi, you have this broken line of storms. Don't get hung up on where rain is painted on this. This is indicating to us that there could be supercells over the western portion of Mississippi tomorrow night. Now, as the night moves on, this broken line marches to the east. But it does. The models doesn't really. If you look at this product, it doesn't really paint it as intensifying. But I think that's kind of a false flag. One thing, we're going to have to watch these very, very closely. They're going to be out there by themselves. They're going to be really scattered in nature, and these storms that fire could pack a wallet. Now, this is not the primary threat. This is, again, just really the first big round as we go through. This clears out by early Saturday morning for much of the state by 6 to 8 a.m. Then the sun comes out. The sun comes out, and then the atmosphere destabilizes again, and then we're in for the big fireworks, so to speak. So this is the same outlook. This is from the Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma. Again, this is the day 3. This is valid at 7 a.m. on Saturday morning. These outlooks go 7 a.m. to 7 a.m. So this is the day 3 valid at 7 a.m. Saturday morning. This has got a level 4 out of 5, a rare level 4 out of 5, and moderate risk for much of Mississippi, much of Alabama. In Alabama, the risk goes from Mobile to Andalusia up to Gadsden to Huntsville. And outside of that is the level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk, which goes from Monroe, Louisiana, all the way to near Augusta, Georgia, Athens, Georgia. And then outside of that, it's the level 2 out of 5, and then the level 1 out of 5. So all modes, again, All modes of severe weather are possible on Saturday. This is the day we have to be really paying attention. The main timing is going to be from about noon on Saturday till about 3 a.m. on Sunday. The worst of it, they're going to start as individual supercells throughout the day, and then it's going to roll over into what we call a QLCS, or what's formerly known as a squall line, that's going to move through Alabama by the evening hours between 9 p.m. and midnight is when it's going to start rolling. That's going to start rolling through. What to expect? All modes of severe weather are possible. This includes large hail, damaging wind, and strong, long-track tornadoes. One thing that we need to stress here is that over the last few severe weather events, we've had these smaller EF0, EF1 quick spin-up tornadoes. That is a different type of atmosphere that we're dealing with. This is the typical springtime severe weather setup that we see in Alabama. It's not out of the ordinary for us. It happens every year. But this is the first real springtime threat that we've seen so far this year. So these tornadoes that form are going to be the EF2 or greater, have the probability to be EF2 or greater, and they have the possibility of staying on the ground for more than 30 to 40 miles. Again, the main threat is going to be noon Saturday through 3 a.m. Sunday. So I'm going to blow this map up so you can take a screenshot of this if you want to. Just really good information. And again, this was updated later this afternoon as they updated the enhanced risk. All right, let's take a look again. This is, again, coming off the High Resolution North American Model, or the NAM. This is valid at 1 p.m. on Saturday. Again, you see this broken line, these little specks on the radar indicate that these could be individual supercell thunderstorms that are firing out ahead of the main line, which at this point is back into Louisiana, and it's fixing to cross the Mississippi River Delta. This is all these little specks out here that are. It's not saying that these are each going to be thunderstorms, but this is indicating that the models are saying, hey, this could be some supercell activity out here. And the more alone that these storms are out here, the stronger that they have the potential to get, because there's nothing else around them to compete for energy. Speaking of energy, this is what we call storm fuel. This is the surface-based CAPE, or convective available potential energy. You've heard me say this before, this is the ability of air parcels to rise freely in the atmosphere. This is valid at 5 p.m. on Saturday. Now, yes, the better values, 2,500 to 3,000 joules, are back into Mississippi, but this is moving its way. This will move its way into Alabama as the afternoon and evening goes on. In Alabama at this time, colors aren't as impressive, but we still have values of 1,500 to 2,000 joules across West Alabama in that darker blue shaded area there. Just something. So this is to say that the atmosphere is going to be primed. It's going to be. The models don't think the storms are going to have anything or any problem getting their act together. So what can you do? Let's go over some safety tips right now. I know a lot of Alabamians and a lot of people listening to us live in mobile homes. Really, you don't want to stay in a mobile home. Mobile homes are probably going to be the worst place that you can be during a tornado. They are the worst place you can be during a tornado. If you don't have a storm shelter, you need to make plans of what you're going to do if a tornado warning is issued for you. That is to find a friend that has a site-built home to go stay with them for a little while. Check with your county EMA or your local police department as to where community storm shelters may be. And then you want to make sure that your neighbors know what to do. If you live in an area where you might have some elderly neighbors, offer to get them and help them get to shelter as well. One thing to note with public shelters and public storm shelters is a lot of times they do not allow pets, and that is because of allergies and different allergies, and then they're worried that some pets may bite, stuff like that. So pets generally, aside from service animals, pets are generally not allowed in public storm shelters. But again, we'll share these graphics back out on our page a little bit later. This is some great information here from the National Weather Service. Some more tornado sheltering guidelines. So, the worst options are going to be your mobile home or vehicle or underneath the highway overpass. I know that we've all seen the video from, I believe it was 1991 out in Kansas, where you had a family of 4 take cover underneath a overpass, and they came out relatively unscathed, shaken up but unscathed. That is a one-off thing. That tornado didn't actually hit that overpass; it actually passed by it. If it had directly hit that overpass, it would have pulled them out, and they would all been dead. The reason is that the overpass acts as a wind tunnel, so it actually amplifies the wind of the tornado versus allowing you to any type of protection. Vehicles, again, there is evidence of vehicles that in stronger tornadoes that were picked up and thrown over a mile, and just thrown like a baseball. They're no match for tornadic winds. You also want to avoid mobile homes. This includes manufactured housing. I know modular homes are a popular thing, but you don't want to stay in a modular home during this. A site-built home is going to be better than a modular home when it comes to a tornado. Our general rule for a site-built home, if you do not have a storm shelter, is lowest floor near the center, away from windows, putting as many windows or many walls between you and the outside as possible. Best option, again, is going to be a storm shelter. A tornado storm shelter, underground storm shelter, if you can find one. But a FEMA-approved storm shelter or community storm shelter is going to be the best options for you. Again, if in your home, you don't want to seek shelter on the top floors. You want to be on the lowest floor that you possibly can. If you don't have a basement, that's fine. I don't have a basement here at my house, but my safe room is going to be my bathroom inside my bathtub if I have to. Near the lowest floor, near the center, and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. You'll hear me say that till I can't talk anymore tomorrow or Saturday. That is the mantra. Lowest floor, near the center, away from windows, as many walls between you and the outside as possible. So our plan here, we appreciate you all tuning in tonight, but our plan here is we're going to have running updates on our page all day Saturday. We're going to be fully staffed. Jacob and I will be manning the live stream. Our plan is when tornado warnings are issued, we are going to be on the air and stay on the air as long as we can. If I lose power here at my house outside of Birmingham, then we have backup plans in place to get radar up. If I need to go shelter, we have plans in place that Jacob can take over the live stream if I need to go shelter. So we have multiple facets to this, and to keep you guys as informed as possible. Our recommendation is, like I said, you make sure you have WEA alerts. They're the alerts that go off your phone, like for an Amber Alert or something like that. You have those enabled on your phone. Make sure you have a good app for weather. That would be something like Barron Critical Weather. I think it's one. The TV station of your choice. You can download one of their weather apps. We will also, like I said, we will be streaming here live. We stream on YouTube. You can find us by searching Alabama Stormtroopers on YouTube and cast us to your Roku TV if you need to. And if you lose power, we'll try to do our best to keep a live stream going. Having a battery-powered radio is going to be another great option. But we're going to get through this together. I know a lot of people suffer through storm anxiety, and including myself. 2011, I was 21 years old, and I was in charge of opening our storm shelter, our life center at my church in Hueytown. I was in charge of opening that as a storm shelter during the April 27th outbreak, and the tornado warning was issued, and we were standing out in the parking lot ushering people in, and as debris started falling from the sky. And then the days after that, I was with teams on the ground inside of Pleasant Grove, Concord, and other areas. And the things, the damage that I saw then gave me a real anxiety about severe weather from that point. And you have two options. You can let your fear control you, or you can control it. And the way you control it is you are doing what you're doing now, and that is being informed, that is staying on top, because we can't control the weather, but you can't let it control you. Be informed, stay on top of things, have a plan to take action, and do everything that you possibly can to protect yourself and protect your life and property, and you will be okay. You will be okay. Now, one of the questions we have gotten a lot of today is this April 27th? No, it absolutely is not. It absolutely is not. This is a normal severe weather outbreak for springtime in Alabama. The reason us and other weather outlets have been pushing this for so long and are pushing and using the word that we are is because the parameters are there for this to be a particularly dangerous situation. This is a sorry, I just got a notification in my ear. This is an event that we just want to make sure that, because we haven't seen this in such a long time, that we want to make sure that people are on top of things, and that since this is coming in waves, we had one wave today, we'll have another wave tomorrow, and then we'll have the third wave on Saturday. We don't want people to get complacent. So we appreciate you tuning in. Like I said, we're going to have updates running throughout the tomorrow and through the day on Saturday, and we'll keep you updated here. I appreciate you tuning in, Alabama Stormtroopers, and we'll see y'all on Saturday.